Just some light ground zero work today. How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. This video is going to be a little bit different. I feel like I say that a lot, but this one really is going to be a little different. On the note that usually when I'm playing, I'm kind of talking about the game, stuff that I'm doing in the game, but today I was going to share a little bit more personal anecdotes. So you can probably tell from the clickbaity title, I did have a little run-in with cancer. I think I'm probably going to title it like I have cancer. Maybe not quite that, because like a more appropriate title should be had, hopefully. Still waiting for the official results to get back. Okay, well, that was done easily. There's one more shooting from somewhere. There. Okay. Let me heal that up really quick. So anyway, kind of story behind that. I work outside, like really sweaty with both of my jobs. And because of that, I kind of had like something going on with my skin that I wasn't really sure what it was. So I ended up going to a dermatologist, eventually after like several years of dealing with this. I hate going to the doctors, so I should have done it a long time ago. And for, various reasons, I didn't, just being stubborn or whatever. In fact, that's probably the primary reason, is I was just being stubborn. Do I need any of this? Not really. So anyway, I'm being stubborn, not really taking care of myself. I just feel like I've got other stuff to do. And so like me going to the doctor is pretty low on the priority list when like, my kids needed to go to the doctor or whatever. I'm also just kind of trying to listen around here. So anyway, finally did the adult thing and went for myself. It's like, it's just basically he said it was because I sweat and worked outside a lot, because one of my jobs is a firefighter, which involves wearing really hot, really sweaty gear. And then my other job is I do some pressure washing on the side. So that's outside in the sun. And where are you? And I live in Texas, in like the Houston area. So if you know anything about kind of the climate over there, it is very hot, it is very humid, and you pretty much step outside and start sweating immediately. So basically, like, the lines of work that I'm in is kind of unavoidable. So, it was like, whatever. Here's your prescription for, I guess, some kind of lotion or probably topical steroid. Then he was like, but there is also a spot on your back that I want to biopsy. This would have been a couple weeks ago. And then again, it's one of those things that like my wife had pointed out a long time ago and was like, hey, you should go get this checked out. And I didn't. So should have listened to her. Married men, you can relate. Sometimes you just know she's probably right and decide not to listen for whatever reason. Again, I don't like going to the doctor. You'd think being in the line of work I'm in as a paramedic that I could be a little smarter than that, but sometimes people who know better make the worst patients, and I definitely fall into that category. Anyway, so we cut off that spot for my back, sent it in for the biopsy, and it came in few weeks later as melanoma. But basically, there's like, if I understand correctly, several different types of skin cancer, and this one is potentially one of the worst, because what it tends to do is like sit on the surface for a while, kind of dormant, and at some point it will, I don't know if activates the right word, but just kind of start growing, and then that's when it like it. That was weird. Anyway, it can start growing, and then it can end up being really deadly. Um, Luckily, despite my best efforts of not getting it checked out, it was still like just on the surface, presumably. At least as far as they could tell from that first biopsy. I won't actually get the results back from the next one for a couple weeks. But it's just one of those things. It's like, God is good. Worked out this time. Definitely could have gotten me in a lot of trouble for just being stubborn. But it happened pretty quick. I got those results back on Tuesday. I went in and talked to the surgeon Friday. It was actually a plastic surgeon, which was kind of interesting. I didn't realize that plastic surgeons were the ones to like remove skin cancer. So I didn't even have to see an oncologist or any of the like super scary cancer related stuff. It was just like, boom, hey, go talk to this plastic surgeon. He basically said, we don't think it's like any advanced stage or anything. So, but it is like legitimate cancer. We want to get you in here kind of as quick as possible, get you taken care of. Let me sort some inventory space here. So they scheduled it to happen Friday, so just a couple days later. So I very quickly went from like all these plans. We have a hunting trip coming up in a couple weeks, and so I've been like practicing with my bow. Not planning on taking any time off work until that trip to make sure that I have enough PTO. And then like all of a sudden I'm having surgery, and I'm going to be out for a minimum of 2 weeks, which the way my schedule falls is 3 shifts. How's there an ammo that I haven't covered? Oh, that's really good too. I wonder if that's at me. But anyway, so now I cannot work at either job for the next couple weeks. So that definitely came in as a surprise. Basically, like, I'm now qualified under our short-term disability insurance through the fire department, which is nice. So I don't have to spend all my PTO. Like, I still should be recovered in time to go on the hunting trip. And then we don't officially know that they've like cleared the fully sure that there's nothing there. Those test results should be back soon, but everyone expects that they're going to come back clear, and it's not really going to be an issue, and it's just going to be like I have to have fairly regular follow-ups in the future. Like I said, one of those things that could have been a whole lot more serious than it was. It's legitimate cancer. I definitely probably wasn't taking it as seriously as I should, especially getting it checked out. I took way too long to do that. So if, I guess guys, listen to your wives. They are worried about you. But if you're, having a spot you're thinking about, definitely go get it checked out. Better be safe than sorry. Not everyone's going to be as lucky as me. You said this could have ended very differently than it did, much worse than it did. So just lucky for me. it didn't this time. That was kind of a bit of a wake-up call that maybe, maybe I need to take a little bit better care of my health. I always feel like it's lower on the priority list than like taking my kids to the doctor, or if my wife needs to see a doctor for whatever reason. Like I make sure that they go, but then when it comes to an issue that I'm having, I like put it off and say, whatever, it's not a big deal. Which is backwards and, worrying them for no real reason. Yeah, I want the milk. Am I really out of space? Man, I've looted a lot. So yeah, that was kind of my story time for the past week. I'd like it kind of... okay, where are you? I'd like to do it a little bit more where sometimes I'll talk about some more personal stuff. Like I said, I've been making videos for like over a year now. I know I don't have a lot of subscribers, which is cool, but it's like for those that I do have, maybe I'll want to get to know me a little bit more. Some stuff in my personal life. So there is some recent, I guess, semi-major happenings. Oh, he's probably up there, huh? Sounded like it was above me. How do I even get up there? Anything else interesting? So there's always like interesting stories from work, but I don't know how much I can really talk about those. Oh, nice little Amber Alert. We had a house fire recently. I guess the shift before I went out with the surgery, which those are always, it's exciting. It's a, where are they shooting me from? I feel like he was the one who was shooting at me. Still alive? Not anymore. So yeah, we had that. Those are... It's really hard to describe that feeling if you've never been in one. Like, it's really unfortunate, for the person's property, obviously. But doing that is what we signed up for. Like, that's what firefighters are wanting to do. That's the big, exciting, and glamorous part. It's a lot of work, for sure. Luckily, this one wasn't that bad, so I don't know. They're not going to have a lot of property damage from the fire itself. Now, a lot of times the issue that comes up, I'm going to run in here and check for a Bitcoin really quick. Big issue that comes up is from the smoke damage. So the way that, like, basically furniture and, basically everything in a house is constructed, you're going to get a lot of damage done from the smoke, because that burning process puts off so much smoke that even if there's a very small amount of fire, which there was in this one, a lot of like clothes could be ruined potentially. Like your walls are gonna have to be scrubbed. Like it does a lot, just that house being filled with smoke in the way that it is. And it doesn't take a whole lot of fire to fill a house up with smoke, especially when it's like I was talking about, those synthetic materials of clothes, stuff like couches burn really, really dark. Yeah, I don't know. Some of those things, like, I don't know if y'all think that's kind of stuff is interesting. Like, I can talk about fire and fire science all day long. It's a super interesting subject to me. Like, obviously, I've studied it quite a bit. Do I want any of this? We can take the money. We don't need those. We can take that. Can I fit the clock in somewhere? I don't even know why I picked some of that stuff up. But anyway, I think that's about it. I just wanted to make a really short video, kind of telling you guys what I've been up to. I know I was talking about trying to be more consistent, and then it was like almost 2 weeks since my last upload because I've been dealing with all of this. But now I've got 2 weeks off of both jobs, and I'm going to try to like really grind some YouTube and even some Twitch if you are interested in my Twitch. But I'm going to be uploading a lot of videos to YouTube over the next couple weeks, hopefully. I don't see any reason why not, because I'm not really going to have anything else to do. And anyway, that is just a quick raid and a quick Tarkov yapping session. So I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next video.